Hey guys, welcome back to Digit.in, and today we have yet another device by Xiaomi. Xiaomi is like on an onslaught of launching new devices this year, and today we have the Redmi Y2. The Redmi Y2 happens to be the successor of the Redmi Y1. It was a new series that was given out, that was released by Xiaomi last year. It was a selfie-centric lineup of phones, and the Redmi Y2 continues that tradition. So without any further ado, let's see what's inside the box and check out how the phone is. So I would be peeling off the plastic. There goes the first layer, and there is another obstruction till we get inside the box, and a little shake and the box will be out of its cover. And this is the Redmi Y2. So okay, at first glance it looks a lot like the Redmi Note 5 Pro. It has the dual camera right at the top right corner, just like the Redmi Note 5 Pro, and vertically aligned dual cameras as well, and the 16:9, 18:9 display. It's probably the similar size as well. It's a 5.99-inch display with this is 16 MP front camera, while at the back is 12 plus 5 MP, and there are a couple more things to check. So let's peel off this layer of sticker and turn it on. So, and while this is turning on, let's find out what else is coming in the box. So this is probably a TPU case. Yes, Xiaomi is offering a transparent case with the phone to help you better protect it. There is the usual documentations, the warranty, you get the charging unit and a micro USB cable. Actually, I think yes, this is still a micro USB cable. Is there anything more in the box? Yes, there is a SIM card remover as well, and that's about it. This is what you get in the box. So this one is up and running. So let's find out what's inside the phone. So this is running on the MIUI 9.5, which is based on Android 7, Android Nougat. Xiaomi doesn't yet have an Oreo build for its phones yet, but it's pretty much updated with most of the latest features that the latest Android brings. So this one, as you can see, it sports a metal unibody design. The finishing is very matte finish. It's kind of a matte finish with a good grip, and it curves slightly around the edges. There's also a bump around the edges going like this, while the display touch panel has been separated with the metal body. So would I call it a metal unibody design? Well, I will have to dive more in depth and check how Xiaomi has made the design. So it's definitely a departure from its usual design philosophy that Xiaomi has been following since forever. So it would be interesting to see how this one fares. Below you can see two speaker grills and the micro USB jack. On top is the 3.5 mm headphone jack and the ever reliable IR blaster. So we have sort of come to take for granted the IR blaster in Xiaomi phones, but it's very useful if you have a lot of appliances in your house and multiple remotes to control them. So I am inside the device. So this is the Redmi Y2. So the focus of this device is most definitely its 16 MP AI camera, while at the back you also get a 12 plus 5 MP camera, dual camera unit. Now Xiaomi tells me this is nearly the same as the Redmi Note 5 Pro. So we would expect similar performances, camera performance out of the rear camera, but that we will have to test out and check. For the front, it has a 16 megapixel camera and a selfie flash right here. So the front camera has an f-stop of f2.0, and it uses the pixel binning technology to combine 16 megapixel to divide the 16 megapixel sensor into bigger 2-micron units so that it can get more clarity on it. And we will have to see how the final results are. Now, the pixel binning technology is also used by other more expensive phones like the newer Huawei P20 Pro and the older Lumia 1020, the Nokia Lumia 1020. So it would be definitely be interesting to see how Xiaomi manages to incorporate the technology at an entry-level phone like the Redmi Y2. So apart from that, this is more or less a very familiar Xiaomi device. If you have been using a Xiaomi device, you would know that this one is a Xiaomi device from the get-go. Now, I'm still waiting for the apps to load and the setup to complete before I can dive right in the phone. But meanwhile, you can see that this is a clear case which fits like quite perfectly at the back. So it offers, there's some raised edges around which will offer some sort of protection if it falls on the back, falls from the front. There is toughened glass, but there is no Gorilla Glass up front. So that might be an issue with the durability, but Xiaomi promises that it will offer more or less similar durability as Gorilla Glass. So that remains to be seen. There's also a slight camera bump at the back. So if you place the device like this, it will always be a little wobbly. Anyway, we are finally in the device. So as you can see, this is very familiar. If you have seen the Redmi Note 5 Pro, you would be right at home. I will go to the settings menu and take you down through it. As for the specs, this one runs the Snapdragon 625 processor, which was used by Xiaomi in almost every phone it released last year. So the 625 uses the 14 nanometer manufacturing process, which renders a lot of power efficiency without compromising on the performance. So Xiaomi has managed to trickle that down in the sub 10K pricing. So we'll find out how this device performs. There is also 3 GB of RAM. You get options of 3 GB and 4 GB of RAM along with 32 GB or 64 GB of storage. There is MIUI 9 based on Android Oreo and the usual MIUI features. Now this one also has the gesture navigations. So I can swipe up from below to go home, while a swipe up and long press will bring up the recent apps. And if I am inside an app, I can just swipe up from below to go back to the home screen. Now, this is a newer feature and it emulates a lot of what the iPhone X does, but this certainly needs a lot of usage and practice to get used to the new way of navigating. Anyway, the main focus here again is the camera, so I would be testing out the camera here as well. As you can see, it has the portrait mode at the back and the portrait mode up front as well. And you get a new feature called short video, which is an MIUI 9 feature. It's been rolling out to other devices as well, which takes a short video which is very Instagram friendly, which is very social media friendly, so you can share it with your friends. As for the front camera, you get a 16 megapixel AI selfie camera, which Xiaomi says has been trained on Indian faces to recognize and improve the picture quality. And a couple more things, like it also helps in preventing highlight clipping, which is essentially when your background gets overexposed because of too much light, and HDR up front as well, which also prevents which also renders a lot of dynamic range when there's a lot of light in the background. Now this is more or less what the Y2 gives you. It's probably going to be priced under 10. We don't know that yet as of doing this unboxing, but we'll definitely update you with the price once it's released. So this is the Redmi Y2, guys. I hope you guys like this video, and for more videos like this one, please subscribe to digit.in. Thank you.